Let's see what he can do. Gonna go for the peaks, Mike. Well, as he began, he will finish this one off. 19-17. Team Ukraine, they get the W.
They get the W. They put it together after what was TYLOO also let through Cash, and they got stomped on Cash yesterday. So this is actually really cool to see. We might see different plays coming out of TYLOO on both maps.
Well, that's the other thing. Also, like even on Mirage, you could say that Ukraine will have had the time to look over the VODs, see what they were doing. A lot of it was pretty simplistic. They did have some smoke setups, but a lot of it came down to, okay, Captain Mo, you going to clutch this one out for us?
Yeah.
I think he won something like ridiculous, like 3 or 4 1v2s, just like a few 1v3s as well. He did have a very, very good game on this map. Now,
yeah, he was undefeated in 1v3 situations.
Yeah,
was the stat line.
And well, that was pretty insane. I can't remember who he was up against, but it was always the same
no
player.
No one.
No one, yeah. Always the same player who seemed to come into those shores. But then the next map, it was completely different. It was no one actually winning all the clutch situations. Yep. So, I don't know. Hopefully as well. Well, the other thing is, this is what I was going to question, the sidings. And TYLOO have got that T-side start. And they were absolutely brilliant on the T-side yesterday. We didn't get to see their T-side of Cash. But either way, we are going into the pistol round. Pretty much, well, flat armor over on Ukraine. They're going to go for some aggression early on into the Palace segment. But it will be the B push coming in. And Shara, you're going to have a hell of a lot of work to do. Caught out, but not actually taken down. That should have been a little bit easier, but he will be finished off eventually. Crush with a hell of a lot of work to do. The only person actually on the site at the moment. Rotation has come in from Smike, but Crush down to 1 HP eventually falls as well. And the bomb down, still a Molotov, Tech 9 in play, and it's looking pretty good for TYLOO.
Yeah, they've hung on to their utility as well, have started to use the section out the site. The CTs are pushing in and getting taken down one at a time, and now there's just one dude left in market, gets killed, and I can't remember the last time TYLOO didn't rush me on a pistol round. It is like their go-to. And I think teams have the feeling, the seeking suspicion that maybe it's going to be a rush B, but to call that out by stacking more than 2 people there can maybe be a liability on other parts of the map. So
yeah, they go for it. Well, it was clear because they did go for a very aggressive push into Palace, clearing the angles early on. But the problem is they were so quick going into the B site that those 2 players were now as far away as possible to actually get back into the action.
Smike spots a man as the D goal. And will now fall off. The smoke is really bad. Lands in front of connector. Won't do them any favors. And they're just going for a standard mid control. Getting a little bit aggressive with this AK. I mean, he's kind of far from everybody right now. Nobody's ready to split with him as well. But it's getting a lot of info, and there it is. A couple of people behind him, and geez, nice shot.
Nice shot coming out from Crush. Yeah, a little bit risky pushing with, like you said, the rifle rather than the SMG is kind of what the SMG should be there for. Not checking the corner yet, but Mo will find the kill. And well, that's going to be the openings onto the A site. The remaining pistol players should just be looking for exits. Of course, they can always save this weaponry into the next round, but Philin has other ideas. And Shara, there is actually a possibility if he went under that he could catch out the bomb. HZ will finish off Philin, so that's not going to be the case. But the timing is off by literal seconds. He will actually come in from behind. Oh, and there goes somebody as well. So maybe a little bit risky to challenge that while he has the bomb in his hand. And well, now the positioning of the bomb could really help out Shari. He has a good opportunity. Headshot angles, finds the first. DD has gone down to just 9 HP. This is getting very, very close. Has managed to get away with the bomb.
Yeah, he made a quick decision there to go and grab it. He could have gotten peeked again by Shara if he didn't decide to reload. But called that out and now put himself in a very favorable position. Even though he's very low HP, it's really up to Shara to decide what is DE trying to do here.
He's trying to play a little bit of an off angle, ready and waiting. Shara is going to be able to get the AK, clear an angle with the Molotov, but he still isn't any wiser to the actual position of his opponent. Could have been able to cross over the side. He's not going to check the angle. And well, so many places to check, very little time to do it. It was a real nice effort from Shara, but unfortunately, he's not going to win that round.
Yeah, that's just one of those rounds that you play that out a couple of times, and he wins it, well, at least half. So a good attempt, a lot of damage dealt anyways. Ukraine wasn't expecting to win that round almost certainly, and brought it within 1 now. Aren't going to force up, as some teams like to do when they see that a team has spent all their money. And TYLOO will not be buying SMGs because I think maybe there's a possibility of that. I also decided to run out A dry versus a bunch of players with USPs, but these USPs are putting in work.
This is already too much damage to be done against rifles. The whole point is you're trying to keep the round as clean as possible. And well, they're still pushing into the site where they know that there's multiple players. Finally, the bomb actually begins to rotate away, and Bottle will even up the scoreline. But you look at the HP, there is huge potential with these pistols to actually do a little bit more damage.
also, if A-side is completely evacuated, they could pick up these AKs. And although they don't have armor, just how low DD is, for example, it's not going to be a good situation. And we see TYLOO turning into a very passive setup, just spotting things out. Mo gets a very fortunate kill on Ishara. That might be the deal breaker here. If Shara stayed alive and waited for them to come into sights, they could have just played a lot of cheap angles and try to get free damage in, which is all they needed to do. But as far as they know, TYLOO are relatively healthy, and they feel like they need to find another advantage to really hammer this in.
Bottle. He seemed to sort of check the angle. I'm hoping he doesn't think that's clear. He hasn't pushed out, so I assume he doesn't think it's clear. But this could actually be a round-changing decision if he just backs straight into him. That's exactly what he's going to do. This is going to be a knife kill, but there's a second player behind him. A little bit of bad luck for Arch. He still manages to get one. And, well, now this is still possible for Smike. 1 versus 2, DD. He's got himself the AK in play. Well, actually, Captain Mo will end this round, but straight USPs, dropping 3 rifles, forcing 3 rebuys, and a knife kill, meaning an AWP can come into play. Not a bad round from Ukraine.
No, not at all. I mean, maybe they expected to be buying the next round. I think in that situation, there is such a high chance for the win that maybe you use that pistol instead of your knife and then assume that someone's going to be close behind to trade. And instead, went for the money. It ends up being worthwhile into this round where they don't all have exactly what they want. But to each his own.
Yeah, the only thing I can say from his point of view is why would there be 2 players in Palace that late into the round? It seemed like a little bit questionable that you'd probably come from ramp or maybe a different angle, even middle. Like, I don't know. I feel like I kind of understand why he did it, but I get what you're saying. Like, you sort of have to try and predict everything.
Yeah, like, $1,500 does still pay off, and there's a nice kill from Smike to actually clear out a ramp. Not being very passive at all. Getting right in their face, and the bomb's going to be the one right in front of Connector. HC, however, even though it wasn't clearing the angle properly, kills Arch. Arch is going to be very upset about that. Losing duel to a player who wasn't waiting for him.
And the other thing is that takes away the man advantage. Utility on both teams actually low. It's going to be the entries from somebody. One of the heroes of yesterday's Mirage game, alongside Captain Mo. To try and push further, and well, this first buy isn't looking too good. Smike going for the no-scopes, but now he's going to be caught by somebody once again. It's going to be Crush alone versus 2, but look at the HP. There's definitely still a possibility, especially if mistakes are made. We know that the TYLOO guys can overpeak in these sort of circumstances, but it does look like they're playing this one relatively safe. He doesn't have a kit, so he does have to move relatively quickly. Somebody peeks out. He's down to just 12 HP, but HZ will take the re-peek. And 4th round in a row for TYLOO.
That round had me losing faith in Team Ukraine just a little bit. There was that setup, right? They had Shara at the van watching someone come out coming out towards him, and then our man on the site who seemed to take first contact with the person in the app. So I'm not exactly sure what Shara was watching, and then Shara didn't get the kill.
Yeah.
So it was unclear to me exactly how he was playing that if he played it incorrectly. But it seemed like he wasn't supporting his teammate properly.
Well, yeah, that's also like just 2 players on B in general, that close, and neither of them being able to get somebody seems a little bit ridiculous. Like, he's a phenomenal player, but you sort of have to talk about the mistakes that were made.
Yeah.
Either way, it's pistols once again for this CT side. Now, one of the things that we did see yesterday was that the anti-ecos were actually very, very good. So far, TYLOO haven't kept that going, that they've been pretty poor in these pistol scenarios. I'm not surprised DD's going to be checking that this time. I don't think you get knifed and just forget about that spot, but...
He's checking that every round of his life for the rest of his life.
Yeah, it is one of those things, though. It's like, if you knife someone there, it would have been great if he'd played somewhere else and then got him again. Like that's just the sort of ultimate VM. Shara will actually manage to get an AK. And we know that they're going to have a very good buy coming into the next round, because I think they only brought down a little bit in this round, and with the max loss bonus, Shara will get a kill. Still means that they have to get 2 rebuys on the T side, but still a pretty good anti-eco in the end.
Yeah, good pre-fire. And a very standard 5-0 start for TYLOO. We've seen this happen time and time again. All you need is 1 rifle round to make that happen, and you have Ukraine in a buy safe situation. Can't always do that versus terrorists, but versus CTs, that max loss is not enough to put together anything but FAMASs and half armor.
Yeah, of course. Well, the bomb plant is always what's going to get the tease that buy if they are on a 5-0 streak. Either way. It is going to be the 4x for both teams this time. Full utility, AWP back onto Smike as well. Quick push seems to be coming out on towards the A side. Now, they've been pretty good with these smokes, but it will be Smike to take the aggressive peek. Again, he'll get that first kill. This time, Crush is there to combine with him, but the Molotov will burn him out of the round, leaving it into a 3 versus 4. Now, Captain Mo and somebody, and Didi, the originals, are still standing. Bomb is actually dropped on the site, and they're just trying to find some sort of opening. Somebody's going to be the one to get it. Quick headshot onto Arch. And now Smike, he's going to be the one to try and turn this back. That's exactly what he would do. Ooh, a little bit lucky. And finds the kill. Balls of steel. Smike, that was incredible.
Wow, he shouldn't have got that second or third kill, I don't think. And
but to repeat both times?
Yeah, no, you got away with murder. Quite literally. Now, the walkout, I have a strong distaste for walkouts on A. Not necessarily walkouts on A, but quick executes with no smokes when you have them. When you have such a big advantage in terms of economy. Sometimes when
it's just like throwing away utility.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you know the team is on buy save, they don't exactly have a ton of money to throw away on counter nades. So a full execute is always going to be favorable to you if you know how much money the other team has, and you know it's not a lot. And you know, then they leave themselves open to Smike, who's the opper on A, to peek one of 5 different angles from connector to get his picks in different ways, and he gets 4 of them.
Well, I think great example of. Oh, this is going to be close.
Wow.
Yeah, somebody gets taken down. But a great example of how the setups can work is CyberZen yesterday on T-side cash. They were rinsing and repeating different smoke strategies over towards that A site, and although a lot of the rounds they did actually lose, most of the time they were getting onto the site, most of the time they were getting a bomb down, and it looked like they were going to win all of those rounds.
Yeah, they got the man advantage off the execute. They just ended up losing after that. So rounds they weren't supposed to lose. Now here we have a very, very standard round. This is definitely going to be interesting to watch. They've gone down 5v4, but they did get mid control and left one person there. Have gone back to A and are very low on grenades.
But
because they've won mid control, it's Ukraine who have actually forfeited any vision here, and so the rotates are going to be kind of controlled. Smike, however, is in a really great spot to deal with this.
Oh, finally missing a shot. Gonna go for the repeat this time. He does get punished, and actually Captain Mo finding another, but Arch is there to trade things back into a 3 versus 1. Didi will get caught from behind. I want to point out, actually, that I think that's 3 buy runs in a row now that Smike has found the opening kill.
Yeah, the opening kill, and 3 rounds in a row, and two of those rounds 3 or more kills, right? So fantastic impact. Now the repeaking I don't like. I don't like the repeaking. You will get punished for that, just like how he repeats connector versus versus just the head of an opponent. You're almost certainly always going to die in that situation.
That's a very difficult shot to hit, especially when you have 8 HP. And
yeah.
literally 1 bullet from that AK will kill you.
And if somebody knows you're going to repeat, they'll just start pre-firing you.
Okay, we're on 4 rounds in a row.
4 rounds in a row, yeah.
This time it is pistols, however, and actually Captain Mo's going to be able to get up and get to that AWP. A lot of damage being done, but Shara will still survive. Arch on 9 HP. Can we see anything come out from this AWP of Captain Mo? He was very, very good on Mirage yesterday, but this is a little bit too much to ask, and it does look like TYLOO have actually called in a pause. Now, 5-3 to the good. Obviously, they do get a few pauses throughout the match, so maybe just feeling that the last few rounds haven't quite gone the way that they wanted.
So here's a round where if you look at the economy, you see Team Ukraine have all the money to spend, and TYLOO will have a couple of grenades to their name. So in this situation, if you know that you want to do an execute on A, but the other team, the CTs, have incendiaries on 5 players, you don't want to throw smokes and then just run out. The Molotovs will come down, they'll burn 6-7 seconds off the clock, and if you don't get your entries right away, your smokes are going to dissipate. You won't be able to plant anywhere, because on A side of Mirage, you have to plant for a choke point that a CT has by default, right? Or a rotator comes in. You either plant default for CT, opposite box for connector. One of these positions the CT is going to be in, right? Yeah. So it's really important that you avoid getting Molotov out of these choke points, and that's when walk-ups can be strong. That being said, Smike has done a good job being very fluid as an opper, choosing different choke points to be at, and on these A executes, he's over in CT. When it's mid control, he's in window. So the game sense is meeting him halfway, where his aim has also played a factor in all the kills that he's gotten.
Waiting to see if he can continue his run of opening kills. Been very, very good so far at just making it more difficult for TYLOO, because one thing that they're very good at is once they have that man advantage, just the trade frags especially with the 3 core players. They just know each other so very, very well that it does seem like they're very consistent. Also, somebody is very, very good at stepping up and getting a couple of kills. So once that opening frag goes the other way, it seems like TYLOO switch on. So I do think it's very important that Smite continues in that sort of manner. We are starting to see a setup over towards this A site. They do have 5 smokes. They do have 1 Molotov as well onto Captain Mo, so that's going to have to be used very, very wisely. Maybe put under ladder. I think probably one of the deadliest spots if there's somebody standing in there, but it could be used for the box as well.
Yeah, Ukraine's got an appropriate setup here. Crush, you know, he just wants to go 1 for 1, 2 if possible. There it is, the second kill. No one's traded it out. He's staying for more. He gets 3. That is a travesty. And Smike, you know, he's done his part. He stayed at CT. He gets a kill on a player executing. Somebody's left alone, and they just had 3 people die to someone pushing forward aggressive at A ramp. And he was the expendable man in the site. He was the guy that they put there just in case it was going to be an execute, a mercenary.
Yeah, that's normally a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah.
If anything more than that, and he's done incredibly well in 3, that's ridiculous. Well,
it's a situation where it's super hard to get away. He's on the left side of A-ramp. He's desperately trying to catch one person off guard. Somebody comes up clearing Sandwich. Somebody maybe throwing a Molotov at Sandwich, as like, for example, Freeberg would throw on an execute. Then after that, he's got to cross right or stay there and fight more and really rely heavily on his aim. TYLOO get caught completely off guard. And they're not a team that fails to trade. Ooh, nice hop.
Pistols finally coming in for TYLOO. I'm still 5-4 up, but we have been a little bit skeptical about their CT sides. Especially on Cash, it was abysmal.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see it on Mirage because of how dominant they were in the first half. Smike yet again, picking up these eco frags. But they're still obviously important kills, and they just want to keep their economy as clean as possible. Nice shot from Captain Mo. Will be opening up a little bit onto the side, leaving only 1 player. They are trying their best to get this bomb down, but looking pretty bleak at this point, and well, somebody will fall as well. Bringing this back to 5-5, and after what was pretty much the pistol and 1 buy around, it does seem like Team Ukraine are starting to pick up the pace a little bit. But this is the buy. This is where we finally get to see full utility and AWP onto Captain Mo. And that was where TYLOO were really, really good yesterday. I don't think they had any situations where they didn't have an AWP if they wanted one.
Yeah, we haven't seen Mo and Smike go head-to-head. That might never happen, but ideally, people are dying on Ukraine that aren't Smike right at the beginning of the round, and Smike isn't finding kills either. So TYLOO's job right now is not to try to kill the Opera, but to avoid him if possible, and as a contingency plan, make sure Mo is on point so that he'll win the duel. Now, this being said, a lot of smokes up on Cat, and he finds that opening kill once again.
You could see him just checking all of the angles, just looking through all the little points, all the little gaps. And he finds that opening once again. This is starting to get a little bit ridiculous, the amount of times he's done that. And it's so important for his team. And that's already DD and XZ down and out. Shara pushing him from below. This aggression starting to pay off wonderfully as well. That's ramp they pushed, now gone unders. Captain Mo will be able to trade 1 back, but it's only him and Bottle left in a 4 versus 2, and it is looking like the lead may be going over to Ukraine. However, there's actually nobody on the B side.
Yeah, no, it's not exactly known, so some time will be bought. If he feels a little bit desperate, he might try to go in by himself, and here it is, Smike, so aware, always in the right place at the right time, understanding really what TYLOO are thinking at almost every moment, it seems, and a player has been spotted right there. Smike now falls back to a more favorable angle instead of just being very aggressive and looking for the duel. I think maybe he did damage otherwise, but he has just been the crusader for Team Ukraine after starting off 0-5.
Yeah, well, I have to say I was a little bit worried about this Ukraine side, especially because of the players that they actually lost.
Right.
Because, of course, you had Zeus in there. I think you had Angel in there as well. Just players who are just so impactful in the team. And obviously all of them just getting ready for the major, so haven't been able to fill in. But Smike, he was there, and he's doing very, very well at the moment. Starting every single round, almost. I think every single round they've won, even some that they've lost, he's got that opening pick. And it just... The thing is, every time he gets a pick, they're trying to react to that pick, and then somebody else gets another kill. It seems to be a 2-man advantage almost every single time. I
think a couple of things that can be drawn from that are TYLOO are doing a really bad job of playing 4v5. When typically, I mean, and that's just this game. I mean, typically we've seen them be very well coordinated in situations where they're down in numbers, but Ukraine have both been good at getting the opening pick and then playing a 5v4 to perfection. As you're saying, once they get that first kill, they just start finding other ones. It's not even Smike all the time that has to do all the work. And here he is being very aggressive once again. And it's a scary thought for TYLOO that this guy could literally be anywhere because he believes that he's going to hit the shot, even if he puts himself in a very dangerous situation.
It was probably my favorite style of AWP play, especially on Mirage. Just that rotational AWP.
Look at him.
Being an absolute pain. He is actually going to spot the pixel. I think HZ may have realized somebody close to personal. That is an extremely aggressive push coming out from Smike. And finally, they're actually going to punish him. Crush, he's stuck in unders, and he's going to go down as well. And, well, one man falls, and the rest of the team seems to go with him. Philin, he's not even going to get a chance. And Shara, well, he was playing that flank row. He's been doing that the whole time. And this time, there's no use. He's just got to try and save, maybe take a couple of people with him.
That was a completely unwarranted push from Smike. Switching to the P250, like using that flash, there's things that went wrong right there, or the fact that you're flashing for yourself. The second that you're pushing an op into A ramp and expecting to get more than one kill when there could completely, a huge percentage of the time, if someone's at A ramp, there's someone with them. And also, you just spotted somebody who doesn't know that you spotted them. So they could probably give you a shoulder, but you can be patient and wait, and you have a teammate right behind you. So what is the point of that? Tell me, Tom. What is the point of that play?
I don't know.
I don't know. Thank you. Nobody knows.
I don't think
that's the right answer.
A smart play to make.
It's what happened was he just felt so confident that he feels like he could do anything.
It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's only if he continues to do things like that. Now, obviously, I think that might be a little bit of a, okay, maybe I went too far moment, and then now it should just be back to the normal sort of play.
Well, you know, the half's not over, and they're not even winning. So
yeah,
there's a thing like they feel
it. As well.
Yeah, they've been doing well, but this is literally not the end of the game. So,
coming back in for both teams, of course, TYLOO keeping that one perfectly clean will really help them out, especially economy-wise. Resmoke will come in, but somebody has already pushed all the way out. Captain Mo's going to win that duel, and now we get to see the CT side again playing 4 versus 5. Crush and Arch are going to combine to bring this back to a 3-on-3 at least. Push coming through. Somebody is just doing work at the moment. Shara, this time pretty quick on the rotate. Smoke will be dropped. He's going to catch the bomb. He should know that there's a second player as well. Somebody is just so aggressive and gets punished for it. And while DD will be caught in the meantime.
It all falls apart. Yeah, instantly. They had a great site take there. DD came up through connector, caught someone off guard. Mo won his duel versus Smike, and 2 people from Ukraine decided to go into hero mode and shut down everybody from TYLOO after a very, very favorable site entrance. Now, they planned for CT, and there was a player there, and it was kind of just good timing by Shara to push up when he did. Caught them both off guard. And I'm not sure the thing is, I'm not sure they needed to push into CT to trade him out. The smoke was down. They could have literally planned it for CT again, or just planned it on an off angle that wouldn't be spammed, and not had to worry about him until later.
Somebody going to open the round once again. 5 versus 4, then goes very, very aggressive. Obviously, he was mollied out, so not really much he could do. How does Philin get away with that kill?
How does DD miss? Yeah, how does DD miss that much?
Both ways. It's absolutely ridiculous player behind him. He had so much time as well to deal with. Philin had absolutely no clue until he started taking damage that anybody was there. Captain Mo only on a deagle. Obviously, that's the problem of buying up that AWP. It does leave you a little bit skint. And the rest of the rounds coming. Otto actually getting quite far forward, all the way into jungle. Now, there's 2 players just sitting in CT, and I just feel like one of them maybe could have helped out their teammate a little bit there and made it a little bit more difficult for that kill to come in, pushing all the way through jungle into the window area. Bottle with the kill. Arch is going to get spotted out, but he's going to drop HZ, and more importantly, he's going to drop the bomb. Bottle again there to trade. So it is still a 2 versus 2, and Captain Mo has managed to get his hands on an AK.
What happens now? The bomb's been dropped in the middle. They've recovered it. Arch has moved into a new location. It's actually going to push out window to look for the kill, but Mo is in a really great spot to make sure that his teammate got traded out.
20 seconds.
Great positioning from Mo in that situation. And will the bomb cross? I mean, Mo might die here, but it's actually Smike. He's going to push right out. You wouldn't have expected that. 10 seconds remaining, and the pistol. Knowing, I think that Mo was low. I don't know if he knows that Mo was low, but it could have potentially been called out. Either way, good play from Smike. And
risky though. There was only what, 8 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, yeah, but like if someone jumps through the window, you have to play this like runaround game. So it's in my opinion, it's the same taking that fight. Like I've seen Smike threw away the round when it was 5v5 and he ran down with a pistol, but in that 1v1, I think it was more justified.
Got an AUG come out. Shara with the AUG. Are you a fan?
Of the AUG? No. The SIG is much better than the AUG. The AUG doesn't even kill you in one hit.
Yeah, well, Magic showed us that. I mean, we saw a lovely, I can't remember who they were against, but he played an incredible map with the SSG. Either way, this is a complete shutdown for Team Ukraine. They will be getting the 9-6, which for Mirage is pretty standard, really. But for TYLOO, that's not.
No, it's more about giving up a lead. It's more about the fact that they have 6 rounds, including a pistol, and the fact that they never recovered after Ukraine just went on this tear. And it was a bunch of rifle rounds, too. I think TYLOO did a great job with their economy, and Ukraine had to win like 3 rifle rounds in a row just to earn a save. So fantastic performance overall in that recovery. Obviously, huge credit to Smike.
Not a single defuse.
Not a single defuse. Look at that. That is interesting.
Or bomb go off.
When do you see that happen?
Never.
Ever.
That's really weird, actually. So although they were managing their economy well, not actually getting the bomb down whatsoever is a very odd circumstance.
I think it's the nature of how explosive these teams were. Like, there was a situation where DD ran through that CT smoke to trade because Shara had just killed his teammate planting. And if he could have just planted the bomb right there, right? But they are...
I think that was somebody.
That had pushed through the smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a situation where they could have planted for free, 100%. The CT smoke just bloomed. So I think that's just a testament to why there are so many rounds that there were no bomb plants. They just don't prioritize them.
Either way, it is still a very, very close game. Now, we get to see the CT side of TYLOO this time. So I'm hoping it's better than their CT side of Cash. Or at least their CT side of Cash yesterday.
At the very least.
But yeah, I don't really want to say that that's their CT side anyway. I think if they're going to be playing this map again, they're going to play Cash in the next. Then
yeah, you can't say you're good at a map unless you can play both sides. Almost certainly. They have won games before. DD going to be pushing up with a teammate. Not an easy shot to hit. Philip puts himself in a good spot to catch that push. Somebody trades that frag 1 for 1, and it's hard to say who that favors on a pistol round. But what we do know is that somebody has retained B-Apps control, hasn't fallen off whatsoever, and the bomb needs to be recovered by his teammate. So, well, Captain Mo, very fortunate shot onto A ramp after spotting a couple of players crossing, maybe a little bit early as it bloomed, and HC, another critical frag. The difference between 3v3 and 4v2.
Does get dinked in the meantime, but Captain Mo in a good position, has his teammate with him as well. HZ going to grab another kill. Very good in these pistol rounds.
And we have a game.
What I really like as well is the fact that after that aggression from somebody, you instantly see the rotation off a bottle. Like he goes, okay, we've not spotted anyone else in apps other than one player who ducks into the underpass. So he just goes, okay, just rotate. And they're very much ready for the A push.
Yeah. 100% agree.
Good communication.
Yeah, good comms.
Either way, we are going to see the buyback up. No bomb plant for the T side. Smike just going to go for the Deagle, no surprise. He's saving up for that AWP, which he's been clinical with so far. Heavy on the UMPs. That seems to be a weapon of choice for, well, many top-tier players, but TYLOO especially enjoying these umps.
I quite like all the preemptive nades. There's no chance that you get caught off guard throwing a nade at the beginning of the round. So, and furthermore, you want to stagger any pushes because fast pushes are the bane of your existence on an eco round or a round where you have SMGs.
Rush B don't stop, right?
Rush B don't stop.
Why you stop, noob?
People say it all the time because it really does work that well.
It's like you go A, I go B. That's another great strategy.
Yeah, you go A, I go B.
I plant
I
bomb
plant,
B. Yeah,
yes.
that's it. Yeah. The ultimate fake. No one ever sees that coming. But yeah, very, very slow. All the utility that was on the TYLOO side is pretty much expended. Do have 3 kits in play, but only 1 flashbang left. 45 seconds up and coming on the clock. And actually, there's actually more utility on the Ukraine side, so maybe they can do something. Just going to try and pop flash themselves in. They do have a little bit of support over towards the middle as well. Shah will try and hold them down, but it's Captain Mo to take him out before he can get anything done. And, well, now the rush is going to be known. 30 seconds left on the clock. 2 for somebody. Been very good again. Will be filling to get one, and actually gets a second. Maybe there's an opportunity for a bomb plant. And actually, if Captain Mo goes down, maybe even the round win, but he's going to go for the plant. Will get it down. Captain Mo.
Dude, I think he could have maybe just pistoled him and not had to.
But that bomb might not have gone down.
Yeah, maybe.
But at the same time, it would have been very close, and he knows that he's not going to let go of the plant, even if the knife is coming.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I like it. It's also a little bit of BM.
If you think about it, there's like a ton of situations where you do go in and just try to deny the plant, but you could also guarantee yourself a knife.
I've never really thought of it that way.
Yeah, and just think about all that money.
If you're confident in your own buy, then why not? Of course, bomb plant does mean that we are going to see a save come out from the Team Ukraine side, so it's not a bad situation to be in. And this is just another round that can be farmed up with cash for the TYLOO side. DD will keep himself the UMP, and the scout and Captain Mo not really a problem at this stage in time.
I hate not sending the bomb palace just because of how close palace is to the bomb plant zone, but it depends. If someone's playing passive CT, they may not watch this A ramp walkout. And triple's not a great spot just because of how easily it gets spammed, but here they are running right into the blender. No one able to get across, and obviously the bomb ends up being last out at Tetris. But yeah, I think like the superior A strat just all the time. Unless there's a specific reason you're going A with the majority ramp versus the specific team, is to send like most people palace. Fallen has this very simple strat: is you stand in the same place that you would throw a CT smoke, jump throw a CT smoke, and throw a flash instead, and send 4 people past with a bomb, and then they all jump out. And as soon as you jump out, you're in default. The only person that can see you is the CT guy. Whereas if you come at A ramp, you have to cross stairs and also CT.
Ooh.
That was beast.
Smike with the flick shot again, starting things off. Captain Mo actually going to go into under. I wonder if he spotted him there. No, he didn't. Captain Mo will trade that back, but just assumes that there's no one further forward. And again, it's going to be the trade, and that's favored the T side quite well in this round. Now they can just fall back. They don't really have to go for anything. Somebody will be the one to take the aggression. Is a very aggressive player anyway, so I'm not really surprised by this at all. And they are actually going to try and tag team up mid. Timing does get the better of Arch. And with this rotation, it just depends on where somebody reckons the bomb is going to be going. Now, up in B apartments, we do have Crush, so it could even come that the flank gets flanked.
Flankers stop flanking.
Ooh.
This is a big one. And he's not going to get caught off guard. It looks like he's going connector. So and this is just a 2K waiting to happen.
The bomb, so they know exactly. Oh, this is
there's
just
no way.
This is just
oh,
brutal.
he's not peeking any wider though. If only he knew. And there it is. He's no,
what
he didn't actually see
on?
that. Oh no! Not like this.
Oh, that is so savage. That just the last second, he was waiting so long. DD's managed to get one with the AWP. It's going to come down to 30 seconds on the clock. The
no, that
shot.
was just tragic. That was hand in face.
Oh, that's so painful.
A complete travesty.
He could have pulled the trigger at any second. He was just waiting to see if the second player
He could have totally cleared the angle, wouldn't have been in vision, and he just saw 2 people, easy mow down. I didn't even see a potential for him to just stop there like that.
Just 6 cents. Arch just turns. He looks away and then just goes, "Was that? Is there someone there?"
Oh my gosh.
It's like sort of like the boogeyman always being behind you, and you just never realize. It's just like,
yeah,
hey.
you know when somebody's staring at you. I feel like maybe you get that same thing.
So somebody's always watching.
Somebody's always watching.
Crush with the entry onto the site. This is a bit of a jumble buy coming in for TYLOO, and it is not working so far. Fillon will get the second entry. Bottle has actually managed to get behind. Now, this could be quite valuable. It's almost an instant flank, and they have to hold in this direction. Even getting another kill for his troubles, and well, they need this kill onto CT. Now this round has become very, very difficult. Crush, while any utility available, Bottle actually picks up a Molotov, and it doesn't even matter as Captain Mo with his 3rd kill of the round will peek out and finish things off. 10-10. TYLOO will be continuing forward, and what's the money like, Launders?
Oh, just pretty low, but good they get that plant here. So that's gonna make it so they don't have to double save in this situation, potentially.
Yeah, should be well with AKs at least.
Yeah.
Arch could drop pistols or just drop an AWP in the next round, or both.
Arch could actually like half armor AK. It'd be weird, but you could even out. But if you want to drop an op in the future round, which they probably do, then that might be a problem. TYLOO back in this 10-10. I've won a couple of CT rifle rounds already. and put Ukraine on a save. Looking a little bit worse in this half, and probably should have won that last round as well. The one previous.
Oh, the flashbang counter nade. Somebody just sitting in the Molotov, killed by his teammate. Oh, Shara actually gets another. This could be a bomb plant. That's probably more than they would have expected, although the players on short is going to make that very difficult for Shara at this stage. If he can take another one down, it's more than successful, but even killing 2, it's not bad considering what was invested.
You just went extendo arm to pick that one up. That's quite a reach.
It is weird. Sometimes you can't even pick a gun up that's like on your feet.
Literally right in front of you.
Like
yeah.
you could have it like on the floor, but no, that one he can do it from miles away, so that's absolutely fine. It's just mechanics, isn't it?
Just CSGO things.
No head armor on Arch. A little bit weaker at this point in time, but clearly wanted to make sure he had the AK.
Whoa, Mo here, does he want to drop underpass after this frag? I think he could spot feet right now, but he's so incredibly blind that he has no idea of the opportunity in front of him. Somebody is able to get a frag.
He must have like legged Arch as well.
I think he might have taken that peak underpass. I'm pretty sure that's where Arch went.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's exactly where it was. Okay, Smike, how many shots are you going to get through walls? Someone's going to have to check his mouse after this game, getting a little bit ridiculous with these entry kills. DD is going to pick up the AWP. Actually looking where his teammate is. Not really the best angle to be holding, completely worthless. But at the same time, 3 versus 4, turning around after the initial kills. And damage actually went the way of TYLOO. And we know that their money isn't anything crazy. They keep losing a lot of players in these anti-eco rounds. Well, you can see from the tees at the moment. This is very smart because they know that the CT side love to go aggressive. We saw it from somebody in that sort of fail round where he like sneaks behind.
This is just standard CS. You get the opening kill. You get the opening kill. You have to wait for the CTs to push. There's absolutely no incentive for you to rush to a site when the CTs can't afford to let you get to a site before they get information. Wow. Okay. So one person. That was weird. Why did Philin do that? His teammates are not even ready to go B. The bomb is so far back, and they're not even close yet.
And now the rotation is just going to come in.
Quite simply, yeah, the guy who killed the guy at A is already at B to help out his teammates, and there he is, gets a kill.
Bit of a misplay, mistiming.
Bad spacing, yeah.
Communication issue, but either way, it's going to be 13 seconds after the clock. Now they really do have to go for the so-called rush, and, well, somebody is just going to drop that bomb. That's round done and dusted. Nothing Smite can do in this situation, and it seems more of a misplay than anything else coming out from Ukraine. Yeah,
just bad. Philin was probably died in the fact that his teammates like, oh, I went out too early, or his teammates told him to go out too early. Either one of those is a bad call. It's hard to say whose fault exactly it was.
But either way, that's going to be an exceedingly costly round because not only were they 4-3 up, they pretty much had quite a lot of map control. They had a player over at A. They had 3 up in apartments. Well, I was going to say ready to push, but clearly they weren't ready to push. But that was also the money round. Like, they're going to go back to 1 eco in this, then we get to 13. And if they lose the one after that, they're getting really, really close to crunch time. So leaving themselves a little bit flat. And so far, actually only getting 1 round on the T side. It feels like it's been a lot closer, though. They have been getting the bomb down. They have been making some plays.
Some just critical mistakes. And and as these rounds progress, like this eco round, for example, is going to make it so that Ukraine are going to be within 1 of being in a 2-for-1 situation, which is like it's avoidable, but they can't afford to do that at 13 or 14.
Aggression coming out from the CT side. Seems to be just in TYLOO's nature at this stage. We did see it on the other side of the map as well. Somebody going to go aggressive up to the smoke. Does have to be a little bit careful. This is where the pistols are most deadly. Smike already in sandwich. Could be a little bit interesting, but Bottle will be aware, and with his teammate Molotov out, nothing can really be done. In the meantime, somebody does actually win that duel versus the pistol on Crush. And, well, now the remaining players shouldn't get anything done, but HZ is going to miss the spray.
Sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles, and looking for an extra kill. Can't do it. TYLOO up to 13. Within 2, and again, let's say, Ukraine win this round, they lose, they have $0 because they're spending down to 0 on this round for the most part. And then TYLOO are basically given match point for free.
Yeah, and the fact is we know that although a few players are a little bit low, there's still 8,800 on Bottle, 6,300 on somebody, so they're not going to have a problem buying back up, maybe getting an AWP. And also, The one thing about the economy restraints at the moment, Smike doesn't actually have an ult. Now, with all the utility they have, it probably was possible, but it looks like they're just going to go for a relatively quick A push, and the AWP probably wouldn't have any value to it.
Okay, let's see how this works. What is that smoke?
Oh, no, the Molotov. It's going to put 2 players down to 12 HP. They just stand in the nade. That's so much damage already done early on. Well, Villain, he's got to try and spray away. It is coming up fairly even in this scenario, but it's looking like DD wants to put an end to this. Comes down to a 1 versus 1. Shara, he punishes that aggression, but that molly, it did so much damage. Can he catch off somebody? Doesn't check the angle, doesn't expect him to be that close so quickly. Shara, really the saving grace for his team in that round.
Shara just made somebody look really dumb, but in reality, somebody could have been anywhere. Right? He could have been anywhere, and Shara was just so confident about the fact that he was coming through jungle. So just great awareness, honestly.
But also from somebody's perspective, he was just at ramp getting a kill.
It's just a
jump
ramp
all the way around very, very quickly and get around to stairs.
Yeah,
he couldn't have expected that.
Well, you would assume that the first thing he's going to think about is how do I get a plant. So Shara put himself in a really good spot. That was extremely smart. I personally just wanted that A take to fall apart because I hate 4-1s on A, but the 1v2 happened, so good stuff.
But also, what, 176 damage done by 1 Molotov?
Yeah.
But they both ran through it and then tried to stand in the corner and actually just take a ridiculous amount of damage. So definitely not the best start in the world. Somebody doing his little wiggle again, but this time there isn't anybody there. It worked very nicely yesterday, but I think he's trying to show off, but there's no one there, so not quite working.
Well, it's the land cheats, right? If you do that and somebody is there, then everybody starts screaming or going, oh, and you feel the vibrations and you think, all right, spam.
There was someone like miles away through the wall, so maybe. But Crush, he's going to catch off somebody, so clearly he didn't know that anybody was there. Either way, DD now rotating over towards the B site, trying to keep the defense going, but we know that Team Ukraine do like to delay their pushes, playing an almost Na'Vi-esque style of play. Just going to make this clock run down. Now, this has punished them in the past. We saw it earlier in the game with the push from Fillon, and 3 players only left with 10 seconds to get themselves onto the site, and they are cutting it pretty slim yet again. 30 seconds left on the clock. Bomb doesn't even seem to be really going anywhere. I reckon it has to be an A hit at this point, otherwise they are going to run back towards B. I don't really know what's going on, but they are getting all of the kills, and actually it'll be the push on to short. The bomb is eventually going to get down bottom with a couple of kills, does bring it back to a closer scenario, and they will get it down with a little bit of time to spare. Captain Mo, that's a nice little spot, peeks out, gets the dink as well onto Crush, so there is a chance at the moment for the remaining players to get themselves in. But they're both coming from the same direction. Crush holding an angle onto the window, but they're both going to be coming through the door. 8Z looking for this kill. Very, very low on HP. That's going to be the easy one. Now they've got to try and get Fulham. Been good in these situations so far. God. Get the first with an instant headshot. Looks for the second, and he will do it again. Saving Ukraine and keeping them in this match.
That first shot was fantastic. That first shot, you just saw that one bullet peek, that pre-fire shot.
With a Galil as well.
Yeah, with a Galil, no less. Shoots the teammate behind our man leading, and another 1v1 to keep them in this game. The thing is, okay, I was going to say, the thing is that they're still buying down to 0 because they have 4 rebuys each round, but TYLOO have actually got to save now. So suddenly, this is Ukraine potentially going to take a lead.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what TYLOO's money will be like after this round. They've bought a scout. I'm not sure if they can afford it or if they're just completely opting to double save, but yeah,
it's 2 in a row, so they should be okay. DD actually going to get a second. So the one thing about this Team Ukraine at the moment is they don't have much money either. They can't afford to keep losing players. That's a wonderful pop flash out. Gives DD a second kill. They know where he is, and they are going to pre-fire and eventually finish him off. They've still got 3 players, so maybe there's the potential to actually try and steal a round away. Obviously, you still have to favor the Ukrainians in this scenario, but well, this would be a horrific round to lose, and this would be that reset we spoke about. I
think they have a really tough time winning this round. They have absolutely no map control. They have no one at A or B, and yeah, basically stuck top mid with the bomb with a man disadvantage. That means pistols could be anywhere. You got to assume they're pushing all the time. Somebody's actually walking up mid, which I think is the craziest decision, but again, this is the value of feeling like you have nothing to lose. He walks right by. He drops a gun. They don't hear him. He's on a fast flank, and there's a player in the site.
Oh, Mo. Not great positioning from him. Ends up being caught out. The dink comes in. Somebody will get 1 kill. It's down to Bottle. P250 fake plant will actually give him the time to get towards the site. This is going to be a very difficult one to win, but we know that that P250 can be very effective. One shot to the head at close range, and, well, Crush has no idea where he is. Has actually crossed over. He's expecting the market play, and the pistol's going to come in. That's a horrible round from Ukraine, and what, that's 2 rounds in a row. They've only had 1 player left alive.
Yeah.
So the bomb plant, yeah, will be a little bit of help, but their money is going to be absolutely horrific.
Wow, I wonder if Crush could have played that better. The thing is, he didn't know where Bottle was coming from.
It was also perfectly timed. The bottle had literally just gone past the window as he held the window. Yeah,
but then the questioning of positioning, right, is like, was there a spot that he could have been in where you don't know where they are, where it doesn't matter if they walk out of kitchen or if they walk apps.
Or if you
Get
take
right
apps
is like,
control or something like that.
Well, if you take apps control, yeah, you could do that, and then you fight the guy apps. If he's there, you still win. That's a good option for sure. And then there's get right, which is a very common spot to go in 1v1s when you don't know where someone is. If they come out cat, you peek it once in a while. If not, you have perfect line of sight on the window, and if they walk out the door, you just watch the right side of the site. So for him to be on that side of the site where people rotate in most, maybe wasn't the safest option.
Well, you have to say as well that after seeing all those pistols, you should assume that there isn't a kit. So really, you don't have to take such an aggressive challenge. Either way, Fillin will be finding the first kill with this UMP. Double up setup for the CT side. HZ looking for the trade and will commit and get the kill. The bomb's already going down on the site. Ukraine have been much, much better at getting this bomb down, but as you said before, it hasn't actually been on the agenda of TYLOO. They're just all about getting those kills. So close, taking a lot of damage, but actually, he's only gone down to 68, but they do know exactly where he is. Captain Mo will find another on the retake, but quick trades coming in once again. Shara and Fillin. As you say, his name Fillin falls. Arch, the flank coming in, but it doesn't seem to matter. It's all down to somebody. He doesn't have a kit. He's just going to have to fall out of this round. So a force buy that works out successfully. Can he catch the AWP? Oh, he's going to keep following. Arch not really with too much to lose. There are plenty of weapons to find, but really they want to take this weapon off of somebody, and it's not going to happen.
That's a huge save on that with that up. Good take from Ukraine on the force buy to steal it back, and because of that, it's the situation that I thought that TYLOO was going to be in, or excuse me, Ukraine was going to be in, where they would lose one, they would have to double save. The tables have really turned. It's TYLOO who have 1,500 on 4 players, 1 player who can buy. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they, with this op, if they try to put a buy together. Like they're on CT side, they could. I wouldn't say it's a huge disadvantage to have a couple of UMPs. I don't know who's the one with the money. I think it was somebody who has the op. So Bottle's spending what he's got, and that means that they cannot be planning for anything but OT if they are going to spend even just a little bit of money here.
Oh.
This isn't to say that they are 100% going to lose.
Well, the first 2 things he's bought. So he's bought a kit.
They've evened out money. They're playing for OT. They're like, we win this round, we don't have to spend that much. We have an op, and we have upgraded pistols.
They did it before.
They have a kit. That means they're planning to win. But they're also thinking, let's hedge our bets.
Yeah, let's not overdo it.
Yeah.
I would have quite liked to see them with the UMPs, because it seems like them and Cyberzen both like to play in that sort of manner. Also, with Bottle on the kit and armor, there is potential to try and find a weapon along the way. Tech9 dropped over to DD, and we know how deadly that weapon can be. Smike still looking to try and trade this back into an even scenario. And I really want to be watching what somebody's doing at this point in time. He's taken another angle. We know that he needs to be playing that rotational AWP.
Yeah, he needs to ring that shot off and move somewhere completely new.
He needs to be just the surprise factor and also the fear factor for the Ukraine team, because they know that there isn't much else on the board, or they should do, just on the read.
Oh,
he hits that. That's nice. It's always Shara who hits him. But, oh, okay. A little bit over-aggressive. DD pushing through, trying to refrag. Somebody again.
They're not helping out somebody. Like, they're just pawns on the board, and somebody's the queen, and they're running around taking fights when all they have to do is maintain a wall, right? And as people die, somebody's options get more limited, and he's also got more work to do with nobody to bait shots for him or to get info. So if you can stay alive, why not let this op work?
Oh, positioning's quite good from Bottle at the moment. He's got himself up in apps, or Palace, sorry, and he could be ready to pounce. Also has the kit.
Oh, look at that op. It's posted right up on Bottle right now. As soon as he taps the bomb, Bottle's going to walk out. Boom.
Oh, yeah. Again, Smike. Always having that read. And Now it comes down to just that AWP. It might be worth just saving this into the next round, and it is what somebody's going to do. Just go for the save once again. He's got himself a couple of kills, still keeping the Ukraine economy honest at least. It will be building up a bit. And well, going into the next round, is there any chance that they'll force into it?
This next, no, they didn't. There's no way. Like, they would have just bought. They have no money. Because they spent a little bit last round, so we know that they weren't planning on buying, on following up. Look at this, man. This is awful. If somebody gets 2 kills, none of his teammates die before he gets a kill, and then his teammates manage to just throw away the round. They don't try to recover any of the guns from the people that he's killed. That should be #1 priority. And then #2, they did everything by themselves.
They're going for
it. They're buying?
Yeah.
Well, they hindered their buy in this round. they like specifically last round. They had the op already. That was free. And then they spent like $2 grand on the kit and half armor and stuff like that. So
it's not the worst buy in the world.
No, it's not the worst buy in the world, but it could have just been better. So that's why it's confusing to me.
Yeah, they could have just like full saved and had the AWP.
Maybe it's because they recycled the op when they didn't think they would. Like they saved it for this round.
Yeah, that too.
So that is one player they don't have to worry about.
But either way, once again, we're 14 and 14. Obviously, valuable points for both teams. TYLOO want to stick themselves up towards the top. Ukraine really just want to get some points on the board. And an important game in this group for sure. It's going to be Smike looking to take this peek over towards middle. Got a man in ladder room and jungle, but not actually challenging too much over towards this mid position. The AWP is back on Captain Mo, who's currently sat towards CT, with a player close up in the form of Bottle. And well, at the moment, it is looking like it'll be a slow B push. The smoke has fallen, trying to find a gap in it, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to spot anything out.
A lot of pressure on somebody. There's no mid control and 3 people over at A. Very standard setup, but this is a setup you would hope that the the team you're facing is going to end up coming to A as opposed to B. Somebody finds a good angle, allows them to get a kill, but the great entries from Arch are going to really slim TYLOO's chances of winning this round. Rotates all coming in through market, which is the absolute worst positions that you'd want to come, and their cat guy died for free. This is awful. They should honestly save. They're going to not have a lot of money again. This isn't a round that they should be able to win.
The suicide play. Jumping out of window. The chances of you winning that are so slim. Captain Mo is going to be able to get 1 kill back. I think they're just waiting to see if there's any overfaces now from the remaining players. The chances of winning this round are slim to none. And you can just see from the way that the T's are playing this, there's no way they're going to lose this round. And, well, just have to save the weapons into the next. So it's going to be Ukraine to 15. TYLOO slightly throwing this one away.
Yeah, saving that 3rd gun was really important because that's majority rebuys. So they move into this last one with definitely not a lot of money. They can't even afford like an M4 to throw to somebody who has armor and then go for nothing. An awful buy. They did a decent job hedging their bets, but they just shouldn't have spent that extra money on that 1 round where they had the op.
Oh.
Basically on that round, they didn't do anything too awful. It's just the hold wasn't good enough, right? Arch gets 2 entries.
Yeah, we got a Fami.
Fami.
And if you get all 5, it's called a family.
Family. Is that yours?
Should I just leave? Should
Is that
just
yours?
Walk out the room?
Honestly, you can stay.
I think so. I don't think I've stolen that from anyone.
You can stay. I love that.
I don't think anybody else would ever say that. It's so bad. I think well, with Harry before, he was almost sick when I said that. So.
Almost puked.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad pun, but I'll keep it. I'll keep it as my own. Either way, CT side do have Fami in play and
okay, just calm down.
got themselves the AWP still on Captain Mark. That's why I'm actually calling it though, because Famises sounds horrible.
FAMAS.
But that's just the name of the gun.
But you have to say it with a little bit more.
You have to say it with emphasis.
Yeah, exactly.
Quick trade to begin the round. Captain Mo still playing over to CT. Smoke hasn't gone down yet. Does get tagged down by Smike and has to be very, very careful in this situation. But it's HZ doing a lot of damage. Picks up a second, brings it into a 3 versus 2. Captain Mo low, but he's not out of it yet. Manages to pick up 1. OT on the board. It's happening again.
It's happening again. But it's only the 2nd game of the day. We're fully charged up.
Yeah,
we're ready for this one.
I'm awake.
100%.
80%.
80%. Captain Mo, 20 minutes of bot deathmatch in the server has clearly paid off.
31 to 19. And the thing is, like, even watching him play, I was just thinking that it was somebody, the main man on the board, but he still just frags away, even if it may not be always the most impactful. But somebody definitely with some huge rounds.
No, you could say, like, if you felt like somebody was playing lights out and he was a standout player, well, Mo's the opper, so he has to get the most kills.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. If you have a gun that's 2 times more of the value, well, not quite 2 times, but much more expensive than a rifle, you have to be the person saving more, getting more kills, and staying alive. There's like no reason you shouldn't have more kills than the rest of your team. And there's no excuse for, oh, they didn't come to me. You're supposed to be moving around.
Well, especially on a map like Mirage.
Yeah,
I think
you're not
the
B site guy. You're the opper. You're literally telling your teammate how to adjust to your setup every single round. I want to pick B apps. I want to jump out window.
Well,
I want to push Palace.
Carrigan on this map. I think him with the AWP was always so very, very good at just maneuvering around, even peeking into Palace and just being basically the bane of anyone's life that he came across. So
for me, I always watch TYLOO demos. He's like the best, one of the best connector players. Exactly. Yeah.
Him and Crims, but Crims not so much with the AWP. Either way, very aggressive start to the round. Map control being gained from the T side. Smike up top mid. Definitely had a better performance on the CT side. He's had a few decent picks, but definitely not the sort of numbers, I suppose. I think it is a lot easier to do it on the CT side, however. Double AWP setup early into this. Somebody was getting picks in the sort of rounds where the rest of his team were ecoing with the AWP, so I can understand the decision and the switch up in strategy after the last few rounds didn't really go their way. I think maybe they became a little bit too predictable with the way they were playing. Yeah. So switching it up, I can definitely see the allure to doing that.
Bottle gets spotted and also manages to fall off. Really important that he was able to do that. Connector troll just needs to be forfeited at the moment. Losing one player with no one and your teammate smoked out is just there's no good way to deal with that. I don't know if he's going to re-aggress. There's no flash to help him out. I'm not sure he spotted a gun. I think he definitely did.
He must have done either that or
he's just going to walk into it too.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. I thought he was just going to walk across like we saw earlier. But no, Bottle will be getting the first kill of the round. And there's only 35 seconds left on the clock. Shara and Ladder Room will be quickly traded out. They haven't really gained too much control. The connector position is definitely going to be the most valuable, and that's in the hands of Smike. But they've only got, what, coming up to 20 seconds to actually make this execute work. Very little in utility, but the smoke will go down to blind him out. Smike gets one, but it's quickly traded onto Fillon. And, well, they've got to get this bomb down, and very, very quickly. And really, I'm looking at the position of somebody to see if he can actually get out into middle. Not going to matter as Captain Mo already finds one. And while there is this late push from somebody, makes things very, very easy in the end. They'll keep the double AWP setup going. And first round OT to TYLOO. Yeah, just showing us that smokes aren't solid and that with the clock ticking down, it's mostly a way of saying, like, please don't come through this. You know, it's blaring the air horn at the animal, saying like just be afraid of the smoke. But in reality, someone's got to plant, so their hands are busy, and then one other player to watch 2 choke points. Yeah. So if you've got 2 people behind the smoke CTs, 10 seconds left, you can go through it safely. Of course, it is OT, especially on the T side. It's going to be very easy to actually get another rebuy in with the bomb plants. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. Captain Mo, after seeing the nades, does change his mind a little bit, but Smike completely caught out in the open. There was no smoke over towards connector, so not really sure that was the right decision to be making. Either way, the rest of his team are going to try and push out onto the A side, but with no control over middle, this is going to be very, very difficult to actually try and achieve. And they're all completely blind. So much utility on the CT side, just making things more and more difficult. Crush, low on HP. Bottle up close in Ninja, gets himself 2 kills, looks for a third, but they are being effectively traded. Arch doing the best that he can. DD, well, catches him reloading. Second round in OT to TYLOO. You see how many counter nades came in? That was like... It's like the whole... That's the whole army worth. It's just everything. Yeah, everything. Just expelling grenades just constantly, because you're trying to counteract the fact that the smokes are completely walling you out. But if the team hasn't actually got across the site yet, and your flashes are good, and you're really cascading them everywhere, making sure that everybody will be blind, you can move in safely. And then we had that beast 2-piece by was it HC, who moved up to Ninja, whoever it was who got those kills. It was either him or Bottle. Him or Bottle, yeah. This is... Oof. Smike definitely not having the same sort of impact in the last few rounds. Going to fall very, very quickly. DD will be traded out, but does a lot of damage in the meantime. The AWP of Captain Mo has begun to won the duels. And the thing is, switching over to that CT side, if Smike's lost his confidence, he's definitely a player that can just swing out of the map. So we'll need to see if he's still hitting all those shots once they switch. Of course, they want to get themselves at least around. They have got a man advantage. Double AWP setup has been working nicely so far, although somebody hasn't really had very much to do. They've mainly been hitting the A site. You can see from their positioning that they're pretty much thinking a similar thing, a rotation with a second player. One of them is potentially going to be able to rotate back in the form of HZ, but it's not going to be the fastest rotation. Actually, they may be heading over towards the AWP of somebody relatively soon.
Thinned out are the CTs in Ukraine have a big advantage moving into this push. Somebody, however, has direct line of sight on apps as well as some intention of watching Cat as well. Big job on his hands. Has a smoke this late into the round. That's a big. Oh no, that's really unfortunate. Smoke goes too deep. Tries to go for the repeat, assuming that it bloomed in front of them.
Too many
and
targets.
It all falls apart.
HZ is going to go running into the site. He knows while the bomb's being planted, no one can do anything, but or at least Philin can't. But he's off that bomb now, and Captain Mo. Well, there's no point saving. It's the last round of this. Arch is ready and waiting. It will be around at least. Ukraine managed to capitalize. Now, in the past, TYLOO have been very, very good at this T side. Wasn't the best T side we've seen from them for sure. And actually, well, it was the first 5 rounds, and then they only managed 1. So, if anything, with a full buy in hand,
you would think Ukraine have actually made a great job adapting to their T side.
The only thing that I'm starting to question, though, is a lot of that relied on Smike, and he has gone quiet.
He has. He's had 20 kills at first half. So, whereas Captain Mo is up to 35. Oh my God.
Wow, these 2 Chinese AWPers. Well, I suppose there are more. There's another Chinese team in the tournament in the form of 5, but I haven't actually seen them. I think we do see them at some point today. Is it versus Bravado? I don't think I'm doing that game. I think you're doing that with Natu? I think.
Potentially.
We'll find out. Hopefully Natu will be here this time.
It's a whole flurry of games.
Yeah. But I'm very excited for the next one. But I'm going to live in the moment for a little bit because I'm still a fan of these Chinese teams.
Yeah.
But Ukraine have been keeping up for sure. Well, scoreline.
Scoreline.
Don't need to say much more than that.
Thanks, Don.
Premiere analysis coming in. Well, I don't need to do the analysis.
That's true.
There's too many of you already.
That's true. You can only use that line on me.
Double AWP setup on the T side coming out for TYLOO. So clearly somebody feeling pretty confident with that. I'm not particularly a fan, but we'll see if they can actually work these picks, especially if it gets into later round scenarios and then things get very, very difficult.
Interesting setup. Both teams basically forfeiting mid. That cat smoke has just been thrown up there to allow Philin to watch Cat, not have to worry about closet, but really just a passive to try to bait out grenades. A lot of times CTs can throw a smoke that can bait out $600–700 in resources from the terrorists, and that's always fruitful. So if the round goes late, the team who has utility is always given the advantage. It's the first thing I look at. So what do you have to work with in that 3v3? Smoke goes a hell of a long way. And now we've got the 4-1. This is to land on top balk, or just to drop right in front of default. And I think they're probably just going to do their straight wall.
It's actually 3 players on the site as well. This is going to be.
Can we call this Great Wall of China?
Why not? Why not? Great Wall of China has been thrown, and well, now we're looking at Captain Mo. Seeing through the flames, not going to spot out Crush. He'll take the first kill of the round, and with only 25 seconds left, they do have to make their move to try and get this bomb plant down. And that's what they're going to do. Crush should be perfectly positioned. DD jumps up on the box, however, that's going to be one trade for 15 seconds. The bomb needs to go down soon, and Crush's position is just making things so difficult. Picks up a 3rd kill of the round, and, well, this should be it, done and dusted. We've got somebody in Captain Mo trying their best, but you can see they've got 2 AWPs to save, and they're just going to do just that.
Yeah, they're hanging on to this, and so the smoke execute as we talked about earlier. Once those smokes dissipate, you have no play. The bomb has to get down in those 15 seconds, and if they don't, it's because of good counter nades, or you had a good expendable player up front that traded out very effectively. That the guy close A ramp, or the guy sandwich, or whatever, someone within the smoke wall, the Great Wall.
Great Wall.
But in that round, they're not so.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
That's Smike's back. He's back in a big way as well. Captain Mo is gone. DD.
Oh my God! This smoke, it lands too far away.
Oh
man, all of these kills are so tragic.
This has got to be so painful, and this is going to put Team Ukraine back onto map point. Unless, of course, somebody can do something about that. Oh, they didn't get the bomb plant, so their money's not going to be great. They do save the 2 AWPs into the last round, so they will have a little bit of money.
100% thinks that it's apps. Very smart.
Oh, I'm just going to try and play this. Didn't work last time. Okay, that's going to be a nice free frag, and also...
That gave him info.
Gave him a little bit of info. And the other thing is, it made sure that there was nobody else in market to actually flank him for going for this plant. Definitely going to be playing to try.
He has to.
This one out. But he needs individual duels at this point.
Exactly.
Try and find someone before they find him. Oh, we saw Savage living in the smoke yesterday. Now it's going to be somebody in. Bomb actually starting to tick away. Still an awful lot for him to do, but they still haven't found him. Eventually fill in though. Ready to trade, and they will defuse the bomb. Team Ukraine get themselves to another map point.
It definitely got weird for a second, but yeah, map point here for Ukraine, and TYLOO's money's not going to be too hot. They've got 1 AK buy. No, they've got a couple of people with some money. It's not going to be the worst. I think we have 3 rifles
bomb
total.
Bomb definitely help them out a little bit.
Maybe 4 if we're able to drop. I'm not sure. Let's just wait and see. No, they actually managed to scrape together an opt 4 AKs off of 2. Oh, it's because they saved those 2 guns on the previous, the first round. Okay.
And then they got the bomb plant as well, which definitely helped them out. So well
Pretty
played
good
to somebody, but they're still fighting to try and get back to another OT.